And you didn't know anything about the serial killer at the time you were investigating?
No.
Pretty explosive evidence. That's how Deputy Solicitor Ann Williams reacted to evidence presented by defense attorney Sean Kent during his motion to dismiss the state's case against 63-year-old Megan Turner and 69-year-old Victor Turner. On January 9, 2024, the Turners were charged in connection with the cold case murder of their only child, whose half-naked body was located by Victor 2 days after calling investigators in 1989. Victor's wife was thereafter charged in the rape and murder of her 5-year-old stepson, only for the Ninth Circuit Solicitor's Office to dismiss the case within months due to insufficient evidence.
So, the investigation at that time determined that Pamela Turner had deviated from her normal routine that morning.
Come 35 years after Justin Turner was found asphyxiated on his parents' property, Berkeley County Sheriff's Office Detective John Plitch arrested the couple following a, quote, new look at old evidence. What old evidence? Polyester fiber retrieved from a dog leash 3 decades later, leading investigators to believe that Megan and Victor had inverted a dog collar and thereafter used it to murder their son. A theory not only confusing the defense, but Circuit Court Judge Roger Young.
But the collar itself, they don't have.
They just bought a collar from Walmart.
Bought a collar 35 years later.
31 years later.
The dog collar theory was furthermore contested during cross-examination when Kent played a recorded call between Plitch and a forensic expert hired by the sheriff's office to explore his theory.
How wedded are you to this leash? Because I don't think it's that leash. One of the problems with this is you get to a certain point where you're almost making, castles out of clouds and stuff.
Kent furthermore revealed in court an email between the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division and Solicitor Williams, in which a forensic analyst wrote this about Plitch.
My recollection is that after explaining that Pamela Turner was excluded as a contributor to a profile, Detective Plitch said something to the effect of, "How can we still make this fit?"
According to Plitch, Justin Turner died by strangulation either during or after a sexual assault, and noted the absence of semen or secretion on or near the 5-year-old's body. Plitch furthermore maintained that Justin was either placed or staged at the crime scene following his disappearance, and that investigators noted an unknown car within the area following his murder.
I've been on this case since, like an hour and a half ago when I found it. Y'all have had it for 35 years, and you don't know anything about it.
According to Kent, citing research from the University of Virginia's Innocence Project, a serial killer had landed at the Charleston Naval Shipyard on March 3, 1989, the very day that Justin went missing. And despite dying without a criminal record, the Columbia native and Irmo High School graduate has since been linked to multiple abductions, rapes, and murders of multiple children across the eastern seaboard.
The serial killer had erectile dysfunction until 2000, when he got a prescription for Viagra. His crimes before that time do not involve semen or seminal fluid. In 1987, the serial killer had a toolbox that contained his kit: duct tape, handcuffs, vibrator. A Navy buddy of his saw the box with the serial killer's name on it. On the ship the serial killer was assigned to before and until May of 1989.
After an abducted child escaped his Richland County apartment in June,
Redacted.
Richard Mark Avanitz called his sister and confessed to, quote, committing more crimes than he could remember.
What I do appreciate, believe it or not, is I think the officer was brutally honest on the stand. And so sometimes I appreciate that if you're going to get on the stand, just tell the truth, which he did. And he acknowledged the problems with their cases. He didn't try to say and y'all heard it, he didn't try to say there was new evidence. He was very clear, there's the same old evidence looked at in a different way. So yeah, I harbor some resentment, but not as much as I could.
After recording this story, attorney Sean Kent revealed that Berkeley County Sheriff's Office investigators not only knew about Richard Avanitz, but that the FBI had instructed them to, quote, review all unsolved abductions, sexual assaults, and/or murders that occurred the timeframe Avanitz is documented to have been in your jurisdiction. This message from the FBI sent 16 years before Thursday's motion to dismiss the state's case against Megan and Victor Turner. For FITSNews.com, I'm Andrew Fancher.